involved offensively there.
Jess Lindsay, little light tap over, everything going Ball State's way early on in this set.
Ball State seems to not be taking many big swings here tonight, just tapping it over the net, finding those soft spots right behind the front line. Very nice job there by Jessica Lindsay.
It'll be Catherine Stark serving for Ball State. Ellie Dunn, and she takes 11th place all time in Ball State history. Dunn etching her name into Ball State history even further with that kill.
She has moved up the ranks very quickly recently, now 928 kills in her career, still trying to fight up to that top 10 spot, but what a career Ellie Dunn has had.
As a service error comes off the serve from Amber Seaman, who's having her own stellar year, but Ellie Dunn, 11th all-time in kills at 928. She still has a chance to etch her name into that top 10. Gia Kamazi goes right side for Katie Nelson, hits the antenna. Point Ball State, and the Cardinals rolling again, another 3-0 run for Ball State.
Yeah, just a tough set there from Gia Kamazi over to Katie Nelson outside the attack antenna. Off the post, could not get it in play.
And Amber Seaman's serve causing problems for Ohio defensively as Ellie Dunn finds her third kill of the match already, 8-3 Ball State.
Everything going Ball State's way right there. Ellie Dunn doing exactly what Coach Kelly Miller said, not taking a full swing there, hitting it slightly off the top of the net, falling down for another kill.
Right side Van Beek looking for her 500th kill. She'll have a go at it again, finds the bottom, and Sydney Van Beek has her 500th career kill in a Ball State uniform.
Already off to a great start is Van Beek, 500 career kills as a junior, working her way into the Ball State record book. Nice job there by Van Beek, setting up herself once again and sending it down.
And Ball State gets the point in Van Beek. The 6-foot junior out of St. John, Indiana. Middle hitter now has 191 kills on the season. 500th career kill though for Van Beek, etching her name into Ball State history even more. Avila looking for an assist here. Reese Kral gives Avila the assist. Ball State with their largest lead in set number 2.
Nice job by Kate Avila setting that one up. Not very easy to set it there as she had to. She wasn't able to set it up with her hands, but instead her wrist.
Serve has caused problems for Ohio as Jimerson ends the rally.
Jimerson already showing that she is very athletic and a tremendous volleyball player. 81 kills now on the year. Her high on the season is only 14 kills, so already 2 early ones and being very aggressive at the net.
We welcome you back inside of Worthen Arena. Ball State takes the first set 25-20 over Ohio in Mid-American Conference play, and that set one's so crucial for Ball State because the Cardinals, as we mentioned, are 11-0 when they take the first set.
Yeah, they were really solid after they come away with that first set win. 15 wins or 14 wins already on the year, 11 of those coming after taking the first set. And of course, their last 5 matches now, they've taken every single first set. 4 before this, all sweeps. So Ball State on their way if they can keep playing consistent, solid volleyball. They look very good in that first set, getting all hands on deck.
13 straight set victories now for Ball State as the Cardinals look to get that to 14. Head coach Kelly Miller, she just talked about we have to take it a point at a time, a set at a time, and then a match at a time. Doing the little things right will get us big victories, and that's why they've won 13 straight sets. And Coach Miller knows something about taking things points at a time, the 2-time state champion out of Muncie Central.
Yeah, she's one of the most decorated coaches in Ball State history. Of course, the Shondells have been through here, but also Kelly Miller is not someone to slouch on. She had a tremendous playing career at Purdue. She knows the area well. She recruits within this area. As I mentioned, Kate Avila. Those two have a great relationship, as she told us during practice, and she knows about the history between Ohio and Ball State. She knows that Ball State has struggled since 2013 against this squad, but she also doesn't care about it. She's here tonight to come away with a win, and that's her approach, to try to win every single set, every single point, and she's got her team on hand.
And Coach Miller, the only player in Purdue history to have 5+, 30+ dig games. An unbelievable playing career for Coach Kelly Miller, and she trying to rub off some of that success not only on this Ball State team but also on her libero, Kate Avila.
And Kate Avila is someone that is very humble about all her accolades that she's been able to receive. she just came off Defensive Player of the Week in the MAC West 4 times in her career, so she's definitely been very successful here through her first 3 seasons as a Cardinal.
With the backstroke in lane 3 is Notre Dame's A team, which will feature Jack Montesi starting off with the backstroke.
Montesi has been a very impressive freshman so far this year.
All of a clean start, and Notre Dame got off to a quick start, scheduling some lower level difficulty dives to start out this 1 meter. But as they continue, they get 6 dives on the 1 meter board. And as they continue, they get more difficult as it ramps up.
Yeah, that's typically the way diving goes. Start out with their easier ones first, and then you get harder as you get into a rhythm, because diving's it's a pretty rhythmic sport. Most people don't think of it that way.
Now it's Barnes in transition, all the way to the rim, and he draws the foul.
That's what Barnes does. He can shoot it from the outside. He's speedy, but he also has great finishing ability around the rim. Take another look, a great Euro step, puts himself in position. That's double coverage, and he's drawing the foul. That's just playing into the coverage a little bit and getting yourself to the free throw line when you know that you're a solid free throw shooter coming off a season where you shot 85% from the free throw line.
Jordan Barnes, Jr. out of St. Louis, Missouri. Stands only at 5'11", 152 pounds, over 17 points per game last season, and 3.7 threes per game. That ranked 4th in the nation last year. Set the record for most threes in the season with 117. It's an Indiana State all-time high. The athleticism of Indiana State could cause some problems. Kessinger tried to step in and take a charge, but it's a blocking foul. 8-7 Ball State after Holston goes 1 of 2 at the line. Kessinger just couldn't get there quite in time.
And that's a factor of Taylor Person's new speed. I mean, he was not moving like this a year ago. He was a solid player that had solid mobility.
It's 1-on-2. Foul called on Key. Persons used that arm, but there's a blocking foul on Key, according to our officiating staff, Buddy Mayborg, Dan Dorian, and Greg Lansdorf.
And they're debating right now, are they going to count the shot? See, there's the contact.
Took an extra step after the contact, so Mayborg, Dorian, and Lansdorf still discussing at midcourt.
They initially put up 2 fingers saying he's shooting 2, and that's what James Whitford's saying right now. Ref, he was shooting 2, that's what you said. And so that's kind of the question mark right now, is that if he was shooting and you were going to get 2, shouldn't he get 1 on an and 1 after completing the basket? But they've now said they'll take it in from the baseline, which is probably the right call. With where the contact came, he took a couple steps before the shot. Continuation rules have changed in the last couple of years, and now that's going to result in an out of bounds on the baseline. Does the scoring rely solely on that man, Tyreek Key?
Illegal screen set by Devin Thomas. First foul on Thomas. Trey Moses with 2 fouls, back to the bench for Ball State. Now we see Josh Thompson into the game for the Cardinals. He got the start in the exhibition. Scored 6 points on a couple of threes. Playing the backup point guard spot today. Rickman, an offensive board. Fouled, shot no good, but 2 free throws for Rickman.
Nice pump fake. Gets Zach Gunn on his feet, and at that point, Rickman's got Gunn at his mercy. He tries to take a swipe at the ball and nearly gets clean contact, but the strength of Rickman is what allows him to maintain possession of that ball, and Gunn's hand to kind of slide off and make contact with the arm. It's what they call the shooting foul.
Rickman played about 12 minutes a game last year, expected to take on a bigger role this season as he misses the first free throw. Senior setter out of Collinsville, Illinois. He's been a top 10 shot blocker in the Missouri Valley Conference over his first 3 years. That's the strongest part of his game. But the offense, James Whitford said, if we can take him out of that prime real estate close to the basket, then we think we have an advantage against Rickman, but close to the basket, he can be a monster. Here comes Persons around Washington, and he's fouled. Washington, knowing that Persons is coming full steam ahead, just wraps him up.
And Persons pleading for an intentional foul because Washington essentially didn't make an attempt on the ball. See here, he literally just wraps Persons up on the spin. Left arm goes around right there. The right arm is wrapped around completely too. I mean, there's no effort on the ball there, so they might need to take a look at it.
Officials discussing the matter. Ball State backing up across half court. You see the wrap up there. Persons immediately says, hey, he did it on purpose.
It's the right hand that's in question. The left hand looks like it's going for the ball, and if it was just the left hand that came in and made the hard contact, he's have to take a look at it.
Take another look one more time.
Watch that right arm on the back of Taylor Person. See, the left hand is going for the ball, but the right arm is wrapped up right there on Taylor Persons. And immediately Persons asking for it.
Now keep in mind, the call on the floor was not an intentional foul. So the officials will have to see convincing evidence that it was an intentional foul, in which case Ball State would get 2 shots in the basketball.
I could see this going either way, Jack. Now, the left hand is making an attempt on the ball. It's whether you deem that it wasn't enough of an attempt. It's a mildly subjective rule.
And with how valuable possessions have been tonight.
And that's a teaching moment right there, where you realize you got to, because he's now in a situation where a 9-year head coach knows this is a situation where he might get an intentional foul. And it's unnecessary. It's a situation where it's completely unnecessary, and simply him using a little bit of extra energy and force could put his team in a bad situation. Common foul. Saying it's a common foul on Diavion Washington. So we said that left hand probably saves him when going for the intentional foul.
If he wraps up with both arms, most likely intentional, but you're right, Alex, going for the ball, and the dislike of the Ball State fans here. It's just a common foul, but still 1-on-1 opportunity for Persons.
Indiana State did a nice job of not letting Ball State get into the penalty until so late into the first half. I mean, an athletic team. KJ Walton is a guy that just constantly is able to draw fouls on opponents. They've played him very clean, and he's kind of struggled shooting the basketball. So far, Indiana State has to be incredibly pleased with their defense. This has become a track match.
No shot, foul on the floor. But Key draws the foul to end the fast pace of play.
Tyree Key might have a case on that one. A contact during this shot. Ball State trying to constantly push the tempo. Indiana State has been prone to peel it back. There's the contact, one step, and immediately up with the shot. Tyree Key's got a case to make, but you have to respect the referees. They didn't call that with Taylor Persons before, and they're not calling it here.
Look at this block by Hughes coming out of nowhere.
Brinkmeyer, the freshman, actually getting it.
Oh, it was Brinkmeyer. I got the haircut confused.
Brinkmeyer, long, athletic. There's a lot of potential for him, but it's raw talent right now for Indiana State with Brinkmeyer.
Brinkmeyer bringing a lot of size and shot blocking ability on display. And here's a steal from Walton. Another one. Attacks the rim. Foul. Shot no good. Walton another trip to the line. A lot of transition opportunities for each side.
You wonder when Walton goes, I mean, look at how easily he goes up like that. That's just for a layup. He could have slammed it right there, but makes the wise choice not to get fancy with it. Draws the contact.
Now it's up to Walton to convert at the line.
And Missouri, he was one of the most fouled players on their team.
And the most free throw attempts in the entire team. Worked on his shot at the free throw line and from deep quite a bit over the offseason. Has a bit of an odd shooting motion. He's been inconsistent with it, but spent time with associate head coach Jason Grunkmeyer all offseason, and it definitely has improved as he knocks down both.
He's gotten a lot of clean looks, drawn some nice fouls. He only has a few points, but it's largely he's gotten the looks. He's just got to finish.
Ball State with a 5-point lead under 30 seconds in the first half. Might be the last possession of the half for Indiana State. Can the Cardinals come up with a stop? Barnes gets past Walton, feeds Rickman, who lays it in.
Terrific move by Barnes. I mean, terrific. KJ Walton played great defense there, got just enough space to make the pass, and that's all he needed. 5
seconds, Persons drives, loses it. Holston, 1 second from half court. And he knocks it down! Alante Holston at the buzzer, ties it going into halftime.
Wow, Jack, massive.
What a way to end the half for the Sycamores. Holston from deep. We're tied at 32.